today we are outside sweating, but we're working on Barry White. Now, we just got Barry White back from my tranny guy because he did a rear main seal. It's, for those of you that have the GMT 800s or anything that has a rear main leak where the tranny has to come out, you know, at least partially out to get it done, tranny guys, they actually do it cheaper than anyone else if you're going to farm it out. And it's a pain in the ass to do on your back, so we chose to farm it out, and I went to the tranny guy because they can get trannies in and out real fast. It's a lot easier for them, and you wind up saving some money. So we got Barry White back. Tranny guy actually came, dropped it off, and then took Ginger because Ginger is failing again, and that's a story for another day. But we had Ginger down moving the kids in and moving the kids into college, and I always check the local Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and that stuff when I'm down in those areas, especially when I'm coming home with an empty truck. And we were leaving Gaffney, South Carolina empty, so I hit the local, and yeah, I found a set of new shoes for old Barry White, and I go to put them on. No good. Let me show you. You can see these old Z71 wheels are small and ugly, especially on this Suburban that's got a 3-inch lift on it. They're the stock size tires, the 265. So the tires and wheels, there was really nice ones on it when I got this truck, and we put them on Robbie's Suburban, and they had 285 instead of 265 wheels, and they really fill up the wheel well great on Robbie's Suburban. But on this one, even those didn't look well because of the lift, so we gave them to Robbie. They were refinished also, the ones that Robbie has, and we took the old ones with the hopes of finding a set, and I think we found a set that'll get us by at least for the winter, and then maybe we'll have to find a set of tires for it. Well, we'll see. So these are the boys put these on when they swap the wheels. So I know they're at 140 because they did use a torque wrench, and this little half-inch stubby does a decent job even at 140. So if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know I use white grease. You see that? I use white grease like mad because this is New York, and this is where shit rusts like crazy and corrodes and shit gets stuck together. So what I do, I didn't mean to get a glob in the hole, but what I do is I will put some of this super coat on the mounting surface of the wheel, and I'll also get it on this lip here. And there's two reasons. Number one, the dissimilar metals, that's that the word, dissimilar metals. So the aluminum mounted up to the steel has a tendency to corrode, and it causes the wheel to potentially get stuck, and then you got to beat it off, which is never any good. Also, it's New York, and they brine the crap out of the roads, which destroys the undercarriage of these vehicles. It really does. Brake lines, fuel lines, chassis, everything just rusts, because if there's a threat of any kind of precipitation and freezing temperatures combined, they go ahead and brine it. And what happens then is the brine dries on the road, you eventually get precipitation, and if it's not that precipitation because of the brine, that precipitation will then mix with the rain and create this salt spray that completely destroys the vehicles. And then I just put a little tab. I know you're not supposed to, but I do put a little dab on the lug nut threads. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. Just like that. And then we could move this giant, I mean, it's not giant, but it's heavy. It's a lot heavier than the stock wheel and a lot bigger than this one. Now, let's see if we can. There we go. Wow, that's heavy. Alright, so now that I know I'm up on the hub, I'm not pinched, I can find my new lug nuts. And you see how tight, I can't even get my fingers in there. So if I grab the 3/4 inch socket, it just makes it in there. I'm just going to touch 2 of them down just to hold the wheel in place. See, that doesn't feel right. That one don't feel good. It might not feel good, not because it's not spinning on. You see here? I can spin it with my fingertips. It's the socket that's actually rubbing on the wheel a little bit. I guess a thin wall maybe. I guess a thin wall lug nut socket would be the best in this situation. I have one somewhere. Maybe I'll go look for it. In the meantime, let's get this wheel done. So, I got one on every one? Nope, this one. Yeah, it's spinning on nice. Okay, so they all spun on fairly nice. Those 2 I just tapped down, so now this one here, if I can get the, I'm just running them down till they seat. All right, and this is a 120 foot-pound torque stick, which these 140 foot-pound wheels, I don't use the 140 foot-pound torque stick because the torque sticks with electric, or the cordless pneumatic, or the cordless air tools, seem to over torque because they're too fast for the torque stick. So I go with the one under. So I'll go with the 120 pound torque stick, which might torque it to 125, 130 foot pounds, and then I'll finish off with an actual torque wrench. Torque wrench at 140. See? Just needs maybe an 1/8. Some of them it didn't even need anything. And that was the 120 foot-pound torque stick. All right, and then we got these screws for the caps, which really it's aluminum I don't know if these are aluminum screws, but they feel crappy. So these are definitely going to get some lube. So we got these caps. They're a 6mm Allen, which means that I'm going to have to get a 6mm Allen to leave in the glove compartment or with the jack. So that if I get a flat, I can still get the wheel off without a problem. So you got the 2 screws. I put a decent amount of white grease on them. I'm just, using this and making them hand tight. I don't know how tight they're supposed to be. And they're in. Blue caps don't like that. A couple of black ones on there. But anyway, I got to do this 3 more times, and then we'll show you what it looks like. So what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Could have had a little more offset. You could see if it didn't have those factory wheel flares, they'd probably be even with the body. So they could have been just a touch more. These are probably a -12. They're a 9-inch wide wheel on a -12, and -18 probably would have been perfect. That's what we put on Steve-O's Avalanche. But I think for the deal we got for these, the limited use that Barry White here gets, I think he looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. And now I get to start driving Barry White again, because Ginger's back in the tranny shop. So that's it today. A quick video. We gave Barry White a little love, and we're on to the next project. Thanks for watching.